In our neighborhood, I think is where I would see more of a chance of conflicts arising. Um, I know that sometimes we would get called dirty Mexicans, and that was something that could arise. We are aware of it, and it did happen. I think it was more what they say covert. It wasn't overt where you would, you know, say have a teacher tell you, well, you can't be in this class because you're Mexican, and that it wasn't like that. It was just kind of an undercurrent of knowing that certain kids were going to be teachers' pet, certain kids would be chosen, and it did pretty much turn out that way. We had kind of a knowledge or expectation that if you were a Mexican of Mexican background, your chances would not be as good of being recognized for your talents or for your abilities. In the old days, if you looked in the newspaper to see who got scholarships, who got awards, who went to the best colleges, you would hardly ever even consider seeing the name of an Hispanic or Latino student.
Despite facing this adversity her whole life, Mercedes did not lose pride in her heritage. In fact, she found her chance to finally stand up and fight her family's oppression in the migrant workers' strikes led by Cesar Chavez in 1967.
I totally supported the Farm Workers Union in every way that I could. And one of the ways that I did was to participate in the march that began in Aptos. And then I met up with them here, and when they got to Watsonville, and we joined them. And then we walked down Main Street, down to Pajaro, where I was from. And it's really something that we were walking past the houses that my friend owned, my childhood friend, and her dad was out there yelling at the marchers, saying, "Go back to Mexico! All of you, get out of here! Go back to Mexico!" And I got out of the line and I went over to him and said, "Mr. Walker, I'm not from Mexico. I'm from here, and I'm not going anywhere." And that was very difficult for me because his daughter was my best friend for many years. I had spent the night at his home with my friend many times, and they had treated me very well. And to have to do that took courage on my part, and it was just very painful uh, to know that that kind of conflict can exist between people that on one level are very close, and then on another level so far apart.
After her experience marching behind Cesar Chavez for the rights of Mexican Americans, Mercedes chose to use her background in education to continue paving the road towards equality. She did this by joining organizations in the Watsonville area to help migrant students attend school more comfortably and feel less disoriented.
The local agency in Santa Cruz County was called the Community Action Board.
As a part of the Community Action Board, Mercedes was able to make changes that affect us still to this day. Some of these changes may not seem like a big deal now, but were just radical notions before she pushed them to become an expected norm.
Sending home notifications in English and in Spanish is just it's just business as usual now. Nobody has to suggest that it be done. It's obvious that it needs to be done. It's just automatically done now. Whereas back then it was thought of as this, oh no, you can't be asking us to do that. We don't have the resources for that and so on. But now it is happening.
When asked what motivation she had to work towards building the community so much, Mercedes stated that it was for her son, Henry, who was born on Christmas Day in 1973.
My thoughts about raising him was that I wanted him to have a peaceful life, a life where he would be getting all the support that he needed. First, physically, just wanted the the world to be open for him,